From coast to coast, thousands of Canadians work every day to improve lives, build community, and provide support to the most needy, often without recognition or thanks. In Halifax, there's a very special club for some very special people. It's called the Club Inclusion.
As people hit junior high, their friendships were waning and the social life was really halting completely. So we have a range of different programs that focus on supporting individuals to make the most of themselves, where people can come and have choice in their lives and make decisions for themselves. So Justin's been with us since we first started our programs 10 years ago. He's got a lovely way with people and a lovely connection with people, and Justin can really make anyone laugh and know what it is about them that's going to really make them feel good about themselves.
They had a theater club before it became a drop-in, and they needed volunteers, and my twin sister was special needs, so she was like, Justin, go do it. And I was like, okay, cool, and I actually really loved it, and then they turned it into this, and I just ended up staying.
I realized it was just a lot of fun, and it never felt like a job. It was never hard or felt difficult to go do it. It was just a good time, and it was awesome watching them grow and achieve different things. And I love it, honestly. Can't see myself doing anything else.
Members who take part in our programs decide what activities we're going to have. It's their club. And one of our members said, we should have a prom, we'd love to have a prom. So we had a prom-themed party.
This is a story about the very special young man who took it upon himself to use his own money to rent a limousine to give a special prom experience for members of the club.
What's prom without a limo? And it just brings excitement and joy. So I called up the company and booked it, and I just wanted to give them the chance to experience something that everybody else might have had the chance to.
So Justin found the biggest, pinkest stretch limo in Halifax to make the prom especially magical.
I turned up on the evening and Justin had ordered the limo. It was amazing. And so this huge limo turned up. Everyone suddenly was like, it's not just a party, this is a prom.
And the look on their faces when they realized it was theirs to go in all night and just enjoy it and have that experience was fantastic.
So it's not like we can pay people big bucks, and I wasn't able to give them a bonus or anything. It wasn't in the budget to pay for a limo. So when I saw that opportunity to nominate him for the Bhayana Awards, it's like, oh man, that's what's got to be done.
The Bhayana Family Foundation Awards are a way to recognize heroes in the social services that go above and beyond.
The Bhayana Family Foundation Awards are amazing. We've had such an opportunity to recognize and celebrate people in our community who have an incredible impact.
I was surprised to be nominated for it in the first place. I appreciate being recognized and stuff. But for me, like, I never really get into these things to be recognized. But it's cool to have the light thrust on me, because then that means I can put a little bit of that onto them.
It calls attention to the people who are invisible, the heroes who work every day to make life better for those who are vulnerable, who are in need.
Yay! Now I get to go dancing.
Let's get to be a big star.
Let's go.
And I think the interesting thing is that he did this with his own money. And when the agency, who is strapped for funds, offered to reimburse him for part of it, he said no.
It's money, I'll make it later. It's not super important. What's more important is their experience and the happiness that they'll get out of it.
Really, what I want to do is just give them all the experiences that they could possibly have. Things that they felt they could never do, I want to make sure I can do everything in my power to make that possible. So there's never a time where they feel like they can't accomplish anything.
I think the prom means, a little bit of freedom, a little bit of independence, a chance to be themselves, come together, spend time with their friends, and really just let it all hang out on the dance floor.
It made it feel very special. Like I felt like it was a good prom, because I got to go in a limo and I got to have fun with my friends.
Justin Yumika actually was the one who helped me be more attached to the club. Actually have some new friends now, so which is really good.
Justin is amazing. at the club. He makes sure everybody is okay and that he's there for a lot of people when they are down. When he did the limo thing, I thought that was really thoughtful of him to do that. Makes me feel like I want to be like him someday.
It's just a great environment to be in, and it's been a part of my life since I was a kid, and it'll be a part of my life until I'm done. So.
The pandemic and the subsequent shutdown certainly increased tensions in all sorts of areas, but was especially significant for women already living in safe housing who have already been isolated from their families and their community. Alice House has 18 safe houses spread across HRM where we provide security for women and children. The population that we serve relies on schools and libraries and friends' places to access their information. So when all of the services were cut off and closed, for someone who doesn't have a computer or a laptop or internet at home, it cut them off from everything. Because of United Way support, we were able to acquire internet, tablets, and deliver a food security program to all the women and children at Alice House.
A lot of these people have experienced extreme trauma, and at the heart of trauma a lot of times is complete disconnection. You need that connection to your family, your support system. Because of United Way's contribution and support, it felt as though there was progress overnight. It allowed us to provide grocery support to single moms during the height of the pandemic, and we were able to actually go pick up their groceries and drop them off for them and keep them all safe. Your donation to the United Way has a ripple effect. It impacts the vulnerable population, which supports their children and then carries on to the community and so on and so forth.
We all have a part to play in eliminating domestic violence. When you donate to the community fund, you provide hope to women and children in Halifax.
When the pandemic hit, my heart sunk thinking about the reality of so many young people who are currently living and honestly stuck in unsupportive home spaces. We know statistically that isolation is fatal for queer people. So the Youth Project is a space to serve youth under 25 that identify as part of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community and to create vibrant, creative, innovative programs, resources, and education spaces and social spaces for them to connect. We realized that we had to move online because we needed to cultivate community space somewhere. Youth are incredible and adaptive, and they were just so easy to readjust. We are really just the facilitators and holders of the space, and the young people are doing that connective work. We're so lucky to be supported by United Way in relation to their community fund. This work is really critical and life-changing for a lot of young people. I challenge folks to reflect on the spaces that they feel safe and valued and think about if everybody feels safe and valued in those spaces. When you support United Way, what you're doing is supporting a myriad of beautiful and diverse communities.
From coast to coast, thousands of Canadians work every day to improve lives, build community, and provide support to the most needy, often without recognition or thanks. The Bhayana Family Foundation Awards celebrate workers in the social services who go above and beyond to make a difference. We call them Canada's everyday heroes. Vancouver's natural beauty often disguises the difficulties of life suffered by many inhabitants.
Collingwood Neighbourhood House is one of a network of neighbourhood houses that exists to not only receive service, but just as importantly to be able to provide service.
Nadja came to Collingwood Neighbourhood House after fleeing an abusive marriage with 2 newborn twin boys.
She's very open about the fact that she came here because she could get food. And then what happened was, through her volunteer work, she gained a sense of value.
One day I came, and I think it was a Christmas dinner, and I just was so tired of just putting my resume everywhere and I couldn't find a job. I said, you know what, I'm going to the center to just help. I was going through a hard time. I think these people give life back to me.
Although trained as an accountant, Nadja has found her purpose in the kitchen, feeding bodies and souls, and building community.
There are a lot of newcomers that come. The first thing that is the problem is the language. But food is a universal language.
She's building the community through the work she does.
It's not like we choose to do what we do because we want to get awarded for it. We do what we do because we love to do it.
Thousands of miles away in Canada's biggest metropolis, at-risk youth sometimes fall between the cracks.
In a sprawling amalgam like your 360 Kids is this lighthouse for a population who is usually ignored.
Bonnie represents the essence of a great superhero.
We know that the #1 reason why kids don't come into emergency housing is because they're fearful for themselves and their belongings. So the first thing we did was have individual bedrooms. We actually have a gym where we promote healthy lifestyles for young people. We have a classroom that's in partnership with the York District School Board. Transitioning kids to adulthood doesn't happen on your 18th birthday. Our transitions program, and it's privately funded, they actually help us subsidize rents for young people.
Wow.
It's awesome, eh?
Yes.
Jefferson, not only has he gone through our employment programs, but he actually is now an employee of 360 Kids and works in our kitchen.
It lets me not worry about so much about survival. It lets me, grow as an adult, being a normal person in society.
In Halifax, there's a very special club for some very special people. It's called the Club Inclusion.
As people hit junior high, the social life was really halting completely. So we have a range of different programs that focus on supporting individuals to make the most of themselves. Justin's been with us since we first started our program.
They needed volunteers, and my twin sister was special needs, so she was like, Justin, go do it. And I was like, okay, cool. And I actually really loved it, and I just ended up staying.
This is a story about the very special young man who took it upon himself to use his own money to rent a limousine to give a special prom experience for members of the club.
What's prom without a limo?
So Justin found the biggest, pinkest stretch limo in Halifax to make the prom especially magical.
And the look on their faces when they realized it was theirs to go in was fantastic.
It calls attention to the people who are invisible, the heroes who work every day to make life better for those who are vulnerable, who are in need.
I never really get into these things to be recognized, but it's cool to have the light thrust on me because then that means I can put a little bit of that onto them.
Justin is amazing. Makes me feel like I want to be like him someday.
And I love it, honestly. Can't see myself doing anything else.
Good morning, and welcome to Nova Scotia's inaugural Day of Recognition for the nonprofit sector and the Bhayana Family Foundation Invisible Champion Awards. My name is Myra Freeman. As a former Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia, I have had the privilege of working with community and seeing firsthand the passion and commitment of those who work selflessly in nonprofit organizations to motivate, support, and enable individuals to rise above the daily challenges they face. It is an honor for me to participate in today's ceremony. On behalf of the Community Sector Council of Nova Scotia, United Way Halifax and its United Way partners across the province, the Bhayana Family Foundation, the province of Nova Scotia, and the 6,000 organizations that make up the nonprofit sector, thank you all for joining us in this celebration. Today we are shining a spotlight on 20 of Nova Scotia's invisible champions in the nonprofit sector. These awards are made possible by the generosity of Raksha Bhayana and the Bhayana Family Foundation, who have been supporting individuals in cities across this country for more than 10 years. The awarded individuals and organizations are dedicated, humble, diverse, and deeply committed to their work. These are the invisible champions who feed the hungry, empower youth from African, Nova Scotian, and Mi'kmaq communities, work to save endangered species, and in many other ways help enhance the quality of life in our communities. To start this celebration, I acknowledge that we are all in Mi'kmaqi, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. This territory is covered by the treaties of peace and friendship, in which the Mi'kmaq and Maliseet people first signed with the British Crown in 1726. The treaties did not deal with the surrender of lands and resources, but in fact recognized Mi'kmaq and Maliseet title and established the rules for what was to be an ongoing relationship between nations. I now invite Elder Jane Meter of Member 2 First Nations for a prayer and introduce you to the sons of Member 2, who will share 2 verses of the honor song with us. We are truly honored to have you join us today.
Thank you, Myra, for that beautiful acknowledgement and for acknowledging our land and our ancestors. Gisuk, Kiniskamijina, Gugamijina, Aksa Highway, Muiwalulik, Uchidulana Quick. Edamulik, it's Quawinin. Kesmu Walkachik, Skijinog, Danabohon Muadijik, Uladankuk. Edamulik, Iganamwinin, Bulgiganodi, Axalsudi, Awantahodi. Gezeldejotiek, Ulausit Hamuk, Amsidnogama. Creator, grandmothers, grandfathers, and ancestors, we thank you for this day. We ask you to be with us and to guide us as we have the privilege of honoring the volunteers on this day of recognition. We ask that you give us strength and wisdom and love and bring peace into this world, all my relations.
Thank you, Elder Jane Meader and Sons of Member 2 drummers, for your meaningful and inspirational opening ceremony. Your performance of the honor song and prayer have greatly enriched this occasion. Flags are symbols of unity. Earlier today, we raised a specially designed flag that represents our partnership and demonstration of our commitment to and celebration of the nonprofit sector. This flag represents collaboration, resilience, and the unique strength of the nonprofit sector. Raising the flag is important. In doing so, we celebrate the leadership of the sector who create meaningful experiences in our communities, the impact upon the quality of life of all Nova Scotians, and it also celebrates the fabric that unites and defines what is beautiful about humanity and what is possible for us to collectively envision and enact in terms of community change. Recently, Premier McNeil proclaimed October 14th as a day of recognition for the nonprofit sector. Nova Scotia is the first province in Canada to acknowledge the contribution of the sector in this manner. Please welcome the Honourable Stephen McNeil to share why this day is so important.
Hello, I'm Premier Stephen McNeil. Today we are celebrating the not-for-profit sector with the first Provincial Day of Recognition. There are 6,000 not-for-profit organizations with over 20,000 staff providing services across our province. Throughout COVID-19, these dedicated workers have stepped up and learned new ways of delivering programs. This is also a time when we are more aware of our history with our African Nova Scotian and Indigenous communities. The not-for-profit sector is a leader in addressing these challenging times and systemic inequalities, and we are grateful for their leadership. Please join me in celebrating not-for-profits and the thousands of people in the sector for their tireless efforts. Our province thanks you on this important day of recognition.
Thank you, Premier McNeil. We are reminded that the nonprofit sector in Nova Scotia is a significant employer and that over 20,000 people work in nonprofit organizations, the majority of which are small. Together, these 6,000 organizations contribute $1 billion annually to our economy. The sector is also seeing the emergence of an even stronger commitment to innovation, partnerships, and collaborations. Sector leaders all across the province are asking how nonprofits can work together to better address the needs of their communities. And while they often are invisible in these endeavors, we know that their impacts are real and important. It is now my pleasure to welcome the Honourable Leo Glavine, Minister responsible for the nonprofit sector, to share further insight into its significance.
Hello. On behalf of the province of Nova Scotia, it is my pleasure to recognize October 14th as the Day of Recognition. Not-for-profit organizations play a vital role in providing support to individuals and families, promoting community achievement, and other generous acts of kindness. When government, businesses, and post-secondary institutions work collectively with the 6,000 nonprofit organizations across our province, there are endless new ways of collaboration in creating a more inclusive, healthier, and prosperous Nova Scotia for everyone. And I want to thank you for this. The Day of Recognition is another opportunity to acknowledge the hard work, dedication, and commitment by our province's nonprofit organizations. And I want to congratulate the 20 recipients receiving the Invisible Champions Awards. You have demonstrated innovative thinking and new ways of working, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. I also want to thank the Community Sector Council of Nova Scotia, United Way, and the Maidan and Raksha M. Bhayana Family Foundation for their generous support for our communities. Our province is a proud partner to support these awards and this day. Thank you, and please stay safe.
Thank you, Minister Glavine. Although it is the inaugural day of recognition for the nonprofit sector, the United Way, in partnership with the Bhayana Family Foundation, have been supporting Invisible Champions for over a decade in Canada and for the past 3 years here in Halifax. Thanks to the vision and generosity of Raksha Bhayana and the Bhayana Family Foundation, the award winners have each been recognized and awarded a $1,000 prize for their incredible efforts to impact the lives of others in their work. This year, the Bhayana Family Foundation has decided to extend the program to cover all of Nova Scotia, to align with the importance of the Provincial Day of Recognition for those who work in the sector. Of all years, with all the health, economic, and social shifts we are experiencing, 2020 is the right point in time to honor the individuals working in this important sector, province-wide. In addition to creating and continually expanding the Bhayana Family Foundation Invisible Champion Awards program in Canada, Raksha and her family have been tireless advocates for the importance of nonprofit workers. Raksha has been a strong voice on the topic, and her efforts have included presenting to Senate committees, meeting with political leaders across the country, and taking every opportunity to celebrate others. We would not have this Recognition Day and Awards program without Raksha's leadership. It is my delight to welcome Raksha Bhayana to share remarks on behalf of the Bhayana Family Foundation.
Good morning and welcome to the very first Nova Scotia Day of Recognition. Thank you, Honourable Premier McNeil and Honourable Myra Freeman, for making this Day of Recognition happen. Under your visionary leadership, Nova Scotia is the first province in Canada to officially recognize the nonprofit sector and its social and economic contribution to the well-being of Nova Scotians. Public recognition of the sector will lead to a better appreciation of its contribution to the common good in action. It is perfectly fitting that Nova Scotia should be the first to formally recognize the sector. After all, Nova Scotia was the first province to reach out to address poverty in the community over 400 years ago. Clearly, all Canadians have much to learn from Nova Scotia and its rich history. My heartfelt congratulations to the nominees and winners of the Bhayana Foundation Invisible Champions Award. Your recognition has passed the toughest jury in the world, your peers. Staff like you in the sector are driven by the best parts of a soul and a passion for social impact. People helping people. The nonprofit sector is also the arts, culture, recreation, sports, the environment, and much more. It provides moments of pure joy and inspiration. Thinkers in the sector provide critique to our systems, economic, political, and social, to ensure social justice and the common good. What the sector provides is value beyond money. It transforms lives. In a post-COVID world, there is an opportunity to examine our norms and values and ask some really hard questions. How are contributions to the common good in society judged and rewarded? How is social recognition and esteem distributed? I believe more social recognition and esteem needs to go to you, the staff of the nonprofit sector, and that's what we're trying to do today. This day of recognition has been a relentless vision for me. Why, you ask? Because of my experiences working in the sector. The emotionally intense work, the dedication and commitment of the staff, but scarce resources for recognition of staff. Later, when I was in the private sector, I was astounded at the number of recognition opportunities for employees. These experiences led to the creation of our foundation focused on recognition. In closing, I would like to thank my partners, Sarah Napier, CEO of United Way Halifax, Pat Bradshaw of the Community Sector Council of Nova Scotia, and the Province of Nova Scotia. I deeply value your partnership. You have done a remarkable job in imagining and creating this event. Thank you to the selection committee. I'm sure your job was not easy. Thank you again, Honourable Premier McNeil, Honourable Myra Freeman. You have broken new ground. You are leading the way, encouraging us to value not just those who sell products and services, but people who help people. You have made the invisible champions visible. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raksha. Your words and the work of you and the Bhayana Family Foundation are inspirational. On behalf of all joining us today and all those connected to the nonprofit sector in Nova Scotia, I extend a sincere thank you and our deepest gratitude. Now, without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome Sarah Napier, President and CEO of United Way Halifax, to announce the Bhayana Family Foundation Invisible Champion Award recipients, 20 individuals and organizations who were nominated by their peers for this recognition.
Since 2016, United Way Halifax has had the honor of hosting the annual Bhayana Family Foundation Awards. Each year, these awards recognize 7 individuals who embody the inspiration, determination, and the resiliency that shape the impact of the nonprofit sector. This year, we are so thrilled to be part of an expanded awards program, recognizing 20 invisible champions from the nonprofit sector across Nova Scotia. We've always been grateful for the incredible community work happening within Halifax Regional Municipality. We also know this kindness, generous spirit, and care goes far beyond these borders and is replicated in every corner of Nova Scotia. Thank you to Raksha Bhayana and the Bhayana Family Foundation, the Community Sector Council of Nova Scotia, United Ways across the province, and the Province of Nova Scotia for coming together to make it possible to recognize 20 invisible champions as part of the inaugural Nova Scotia Day of Recognition for the Nonprofit Sector. Before we reveal the winners, I'd like to acknowledge all of the nominators who put forward names for these awards, and the committee of volunteers who meticulously went through dozens and dozens of nominations to select this year's winners. It was not an easy task. The stories within each nomination show just how fortunate we are as a province to have such compassionate, innovative, and dedicated people working in our sector. Thank you to you all for giving so much of yourselves and in turn strengthening our communities every day. Now for the moment we have all been waiting for. Here are the 2020 Bhayana Family Foundation Invisible Champion Award winners. We'll start with the individual award recipients. Lisa DeYoung, Housing Support Shelter Manager, Viola's Place. As her nominators say, Lisa DeYoung is the rock of Viola's Place. A social worker with incredible empathy and understanding of those facing homelessness, Lisa has ensured that Viola's Place operates with a housing-first, client-centered approach. Her calm demeanor helps those facing a crisis deal with their uncertainty, and she puts both clients and other staff and volunteers at ease. During COVID-19, Lisa worked tirelessly to ensure the drop in volunteers and the additional health measures didn't close their doors. They stayed open every night. Thank you, Lisa, and congratulations. Saida Ghazi, Newcomers Program Coordinator, Veith House. Saida is an absolute champion for newcomers in her community. She creates and runs programs for individuals and families who are new to HRM, tirelessly providing a wide range of support and advocacy. From navigating complicated applications for residency and citizenship to finding housing and translating important documents, Saida helps people build skills and find a sense of community through her groups and programs. But she doesn't stop there. Saida also volunteers for several other nonprofit organizations across HRM and gives up her own personal time whenever someone needs her help. She is incredibly selfless and helps her colleagues to better understand the racism and stereotypes she and others face on a daily basis. Congratulations, Saida, and thank you for your commitment to your community. Kalkida Gabre, Director of Clinical Women's Wellness Within. Kalkida is a recent graduate of Dalhousie University's School of Nursing, but she has already demonstrated a significant commitment to the maternal health of Black Nova Scotians. In 2019, Kalkida organized the first ever training for Black doulas in Nova Scotia, which graduated 16 doulas. She arranged for other Black health professionals to be part of the training. As a new member of the board of Women's Wellness Within, she leads a partnership with the IWK Health Centre to advance Black maternal health and anti-racism progress at the health centre. Kalkida is also committed to advancing Black participation in the health professions. Congratulations, and thank you, Kalkida. Wanda Hill, Facilities Manager, YWCA, Halifax. Wanda has worked for YWCA Halifax for 30 years, which in itself is worth celebrating. Often the one taking calls or negotiating with contractors after hours means she truly is an unsung hero. Everything she does in the background makes sure things run smoothly on the surface. But the care, compassion, and dedication to the people she works with and serves is what really makes Wanda stand out as a champion. She is empathetic and understanding and is committed to diversity. She values all people regardless of their background and is always warm and welcoming to new staff or clients. Gina Jones Wilson, President, Upper Hammonds Plains Community Development Association. Gina Jones Wilson, or Mrs. G, as the youth in her community call her, has spent over 40 years helping others. It's been her mission to make sure the small African Nova Scotian community in Hammonds Plains is able to access programs and activities that the larger communities regularly access. She's worked with youth to help them achieve success in education and find employment. She has a close connection with the seniors in her community. She liaises with the city to address issues such as housing, healthcare, and education. Finally, she is working towards a goal of creating a recreational and cultural center focusing on the African Nova Scotian experience. Congratulations, Gina. This is so well deserved. Myrene Keating Owen, Executive Director, Lee Place Women's Resource Center. When COVID-19 isolated women living in poverty and cut them off from many of the resources they normally accessed, Myrene Keating Owen was working hard so Lee Place remained accessible. Myrene took action to support both staff and client safety. While staff worked remotely, Myrene ensured women could still access the center to send and receive important documents and access grocery and gas gift cards through their poverty relief program. Myrene continues to be a leader, instilling confidence and creativity within her staff. Congratulations, Myrene. Colleen McIsaac, Development Committee Member, the Bus Stop Theatre Co-op. Colleen has been dedicated to the Bus Stop Theatre for 8 years, spending 5 terms on the Board of Directors and continuing to work with the Development Committee. Colleen's passion for providing space for emerging artists is evident in her commitment. She founded the nonprofit organization that would take over the management and ownership of the Bus Stop Theatre, ensuring the survival of the theatre and the growth of the organization.
She also has donated her time and talent as a visual artist and illustrator to help support their fundraising efforts. Thank you and congratulations, Colleen. Michelle Millette, Housing Support Worker, ADSIM for Women and Children. If Michelle wasn't involved in the homeless community in Halifax, we would see dozens more people sleeping on the street. Through ADSIM for Women and Children, she goes above and beyond to find housing and change lives for women experiencing homelessness. Michelle sees resilience and dignity with every client she works with. She also volunteers for Out of the Cold shelter and was instrumental in moving shelter clients to hotels during the peak of COVID-19. She is a tireless advocate for affordable housing and homelessness in Halifax and is well respected by her peers and the community. Congratulations, Michelle. Patricia Neves, Acting Executive Director, Nova Scotia Association for Community Living. Patricia was nominated because of her commitment to supporting and including the clients and families the association serves. Patricia stepped up to lead the organization during the pandemic and continually demonstrates the values of equality, dignity, and respect. She really leaned into those values when she quickly adapted their Life Transitions program to a remote program, securing funding to ensure clients had access to a tablet to continue to connect with one another. Thank you, Patricia, for all that you do. Dr. Heather Rutterham, psychologist, Eskasoni Mental Health Services. Dr. Rutterham was nominated because of her commitment to going above and beyond for her clients and her advocacy for the 2S LGBTQ+ community and for trans health. She inspires her colleagues to always take equity and inclusion to heart and gives them the confidence to be the best supports possible for their clients. She also uses her voice and privilege to help others understand how the healthcare system isn't meeting the needs of everyone and helps Indigenous youth and adults to better understand their trauma. Congratulations, Dr. Rutterham, and thank you. Tova Sherman, CEO, Reachability. Where others see only injustices and inequities, Tova sees opportunities to show a better way. Tova recognized a need to support people who face barriers to inclusion and founded Reachability. She advocates on behalf of those who are marginalized and educates businesses and government agencies about diversity, equity, and inclusion. By doing this, she ensures it's a win-win situation for the individual, the community, and the organization. Tova leads by example in all that she does, and her leadership has motivated and inspired others to make changes in their organizations too. Thank you, Tova, and congratulations. Nancy Thurston, Early Years Program Supervisor, Maggie's Place Family Resource Center. Nancy's nominators told us helping families in the community is a way of living for Nancy, not just a job. Nancy goes out of her way to make sure families and her community get the best start, from injury prevention and car seat installations to fun and engaging learning activities that help families grow together. Her creativity shines through in lots of ways. Pandemic, when families were on lockdown and she was unable to meet in person, Nancy started doing story time via YouTube. She later went on to put together activity kits that families could use outside and recorded family-friendly cooking classes, also shared via YouTube. These are just some examples of her creativity. Thank you and congratulations, Nancy. Before we move on to the organizations who will receive awards today, I wanted to share with you one more individual. This is a special award and deserves a bit more explanation. Felicia Nadine Brown Cawley, East Preston Daycare Center and Family Resource Center. Felicia's nominators said, "If you knew Flea, you knew peace, love, and happiness." Felicia passed away very suddenly on July 25, 2020, leaving behind 2 young sons and leaving her community heartbroken. Felicia had a real pride and compassion for her community and always had positive words of wisdom to share. She was an excellent listener, never judged, and had an ability to put others at ease. During the height of COVID-19, Felicia stepped up to make deliveries, ensuring people were always taken care of. She had a get-her-done attitude, taking initiative whenever there was an important task that had to be done. Her smile and passion for others are deeply missed. Thank you to our nominators who took the time to share her compassion and dedication with us. Felicia is truly deserving of this award. It's now time to recognize nonprofit organizations, partnerships, and teams. Autism Nova Scotia. People with autism have not been able to enjoy many of the same opportunities as others have across the province. Autism Nova Scotia is working to change that. The organization develops and delivers programming for youth and adults with autism across Nova Scotia. One unique program they deliver is called Healthy Relationships, Sexuality, and Autism. The program uses sex-positive, inclusive lessons to help build healthier relationships. Autism Nova Scotia also pivoted during COVID-19, delivering virtual programming and developing resources to support their clients adjust to COVID-19 precautions. They were the first organization to develop and launch a pandemic-safe summer camp, which other organizations were able to use as a model. Congratulations to the team at Autism Nova Scotia. Dartmouth Seniors Services Centre. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit and public health measures shut down programming, seniors were deeply impacted. The Dartmouth Senior Services Centre adapted almost immediately. Their staff became trusted visitors who brought joy back to seniors who were isolated, bringing treats, books, magazines, and smiles. They cooked for 3 days each week and set up their dining room to be an assembly line where they could prepare meals for their Meals on Wheels delivery. They provided 1 fresh and 4 frozen meals, ensuring their seniors were getting the nourishment they needed. And they did something they always dreamed of, a shopping service that could pick up what their clients needed and deliver those items to their door, and/or take clients to their appointments and even to COVID testing. Seniors had their basic needs met from people they trusted, which is exactly what they needed in uncertain times. Congratulations to the team at the Dartmouth Senior Service Centre. East Preston Empowerment Academy. East Preston Empowerment Academy supports community members with education and employability programs that use Afrocentric learning tools and resources. One highlight is the Red Seal program, which helps people working in a skilled trade to gain their Red Seal certification. Having that certification means better hours and equitable pay for work that skilled workers have been doing for years. It means a future where they can provide better for their family, train younger community members as apprentices, and have more opportunities to grow a business. They also partner with several employers, nonprofits, and service organizations to continually offer more opportunities to their community. Congratulations to everyone at the East Preston Empowerment Academy. Game Changers 902. Game Changers 902 is a volunteer organization made up of 3 community activists, Kate McDonald, Derico Simons, and Trayvon Clayton. Together, they are making space for conversations about racism and Black Lives Matter, and they are leading a movement to create a more equitable community where Black and African Nova Scotians no longer experience discrimination. They have hosted multiple anti-racist, anti-oppression, and Black mental health workshops to educate white people and allies who want to support and uplift the Black and African Nova Scotian communities. They have hosted demonstrations and have built a network of professionals and organizations who can support and provide information to Black and African Nova Scotians. Thank you for your critical work, and congratulations to the team at Game Changers 902. Thank you for your important leadership in our province, and congratulations to the team at Game Changers 902. Halifax Refugee Clinic Association. For 20 years, the Halifax Refugee Clinic has opened their arms to refugee claimants and non-status migrants, welcoming them as valued, respected, and full members of our community. Individuals and families from over 60 countries have taken advantage of the clinic's barrier-free English classes, no-cost legal services, and settlement programs. As a result, the Halifax Refugee Clinic has been recognized as a leader across the country, with more positive decisions for clients, meaning they can live and grow and become part of our community right here. During the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, the clinic ensured their clients were able to have access to important health information and did telephone check-ins and in-person drop-offs of technology, groceries and gas cards, masks and sanitizers to make their lives more comfortable. Congratulations to the Halifax Refugee Clinic. Public Good Society of Dartmouth. As the public health directives of the COVID-19 pandemic caused programs to move online, the digital divide became more apparent than ever. The Public Good Society of Dartmouth stepped up with a new and innovative solution to ensure community members were not left behind. Partnering with nonprofits and community organizations, they launched the GEO Project. GEO Project provides home internet services and hardware, computers, webcams, and even headsets so that those who can't afford them in the community can access important services, resources, schoolwork, and peer support that they absolutely need. Each partner connected to the project played a different role in making sure vulnerable populations had services and support. Now, the Public Good Society is sharing their model for others to replicate elsewhere. Congratulations! Tri-County Women's Centre. Tri-County Women's Centre is available to support women in a variety of ways. They advocate for housing, address poverty, are part of a sustainable food system, provide counseling and services for victims of sexual violence, and identify necessary changes to the legal system so that it can better support women. They host a health clinic for women and are working towards establishing a Pride Health Clinic. Their staff are dedicated to meeting women where they are, whether that's virtually, meeting them in one of their multiple locations or in a public place, or offering transportation so that cost isn't a burden. Thank you for your service and congratulations to the Tri-County Women's Centre team.
I'd like to say a big thank you to Bhayana Family Foundation for recognizing our work within the African Nova Scotia community.
And I just wanted to say thank you and let you know that the $1,000 award will be going directly to training my entire staff on cultural competency and inclusion of all people.
Thank you to the United Way and Bhayana family for this Invisible Champion Award. We are so proud to have developed a successful and scalable program to provide home internet access and devices to those in need. But without money, it's all for nothing. These funds let us support more people.
And I want to thank the United Way Halifax and the Bhayana Family Foundation for this honor.
I'm thrilled and honored to have been chosen as an Invisible Champion Award recipient for the year 2020 in recognition of my 20 years working in my dream job.
We are extremely happy and excited to receive an award in recognition of our community work. All the work that we do is free, voluntary, or by donation, so we can guarantee that this is going to be going back in the community for some more good community work.
It has let me feel like get back what when I came to Canada I found people help me, so I'm super happy to support anyone needs support.
I'm blessed to be surrounded by dedicated and hardworking individuals who just strive every day to improve the lives of the people we serve.
And I want to say thank you so much for this incredible award. I think our world is such a beautiful place when there's kindness and compassion in it, and I absolutely love that you're shining light on that, so thank you.
Thank you so much for recognizing our organization as one of this year's Invisible Champions. It is an honor to receive this award, especially during these unprecedented times.
It's great for us to receive some funding that we can use specifically for us to be better at our jobs. So thanks again.
Stuti. Danke. Merci.
Falimindeli.
Shukran. Gracias. Thank you. From the Halifax Refugee Clinic.
I am so grateful and honored and humbled to have been nominated to receive the Bhayana Family Award.
Thank you for this recognition. It has been a privilege to work for the YWCA for the past 30 years. I am proud to be a part of the important and necessary work the YWCA does in our community to serve women and girls.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Tobolo. I'm the Minister responsible for mental health and addictions for the province of Ontario. I want to congratulate the province of Nova Scotia today on the inauguration of the Nova Scotia Day of Recognition for the nonprofit sector. We all know the importance of the nonprofit sector and the incredible work that's done on behalf of the people of the province to provide services and supports and all kinds of activities that couldn't otherwise be done by government alone. Congratulations to all, and it certainly is an honor for me to join you today to congratulate you and say thank you for the incredible work that you continue to do.
Congratulations again to all of today's winners, and thank you to everyone who contributes to the nonprofit sector in Nova Scotia. Your ongoing compassion and commitment make an incredible difference.
We are so proud of the work that these individuals and organizations have done to improve our quality of life. On behalf of the United Way, the Community Sector Council of Nova Scotia, the Bhayana Family Foundation, and the Province of Nova Scotia, we applaud you and we extend our congratulations. Your dedication has not gone unnoticed, and we thank you for your hard work. You can all learn more about these award recipients by visiting the United Way Halifax website. And to learn more about the nonprofit sector and the impact it has on the province, please visit the website of the Community Sector Council of Nova Scotia. Today is a celebration of those who contribute so much to building our healthy, inclusive, vibrant, and sustainable communities. It is our intention that our champions know that you are recognized and appreciated for your remarkable work. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you again next year when we will continue to recognize deserving invisible champions.
Hey, good people. Sean McCann here. Just wanted to reach out from my heart to yours to say thank you sincerely for all the good work that you do to keep our society moving forward in a positive direction. We're living in some dark and socially distant times, and your efforts now are needed more than ever. And I just wanted to reach out today and tell you that I, for one, appreciate you. Here's a song to help celebrate your achievement today. The world today can be a scary place. Hard to keep your faith in the human race. We're running out of trees and we're running out of space, but we'll never run out of good people. Ask them for a shovel and they'll dig you a hole. Put the coffee on, drag you in from the cold. If you get lost, they'll show you where to go. Even give you a ride, good people. Good people aren't hard to find. Right around the corner at the end of the line, it's true. Good people aren't hard to find. I want to spend some time with you. You. A man ain't nothing if he ain't got down and out without a penny to spend. Bells above will ring in the end for good people. Good people aren't hard to find. Right around the corner at the end of the line, it's true. Good people got peace of mind. I'd like to spend some time with you. Rich or poor, we're born to be free. Fly around the world or sail the seven seas. There ain't no place that I'd rather be than here right now at the day of national recognition for nonprofit champions in Halifax with you people. Good people aren't hard to find. Right around the corner at the end of the line, it's true. Good people got peace of mind. I'd like to spend some time with you. Good people aren't hard to find. Right around the corner at the end of the line, it's true. The world today can can be a scary place. Hard to keep your faith in the human race. We're running out of trees and we're running out of space, but we'll never run out of good people. You know I love you all. Have a great day.